Hi everybody and welcome back. So today we're going to be looking at the Veego 80. This is an 80 watt device. It does go from 5 watts to 80 watts and it is made by Nevok or Nevok. Either way you want to say it, it's spelled N-E-V-O-K. This does come with a little pod tank sort of device. To me, it's more like a cartridge or a tank, because the fact that it does have coils that you take out the tank, you put the coils in, you put it back together. So for me, it's more like a sub-ohm type of device. This is in no way going to be for like those mouth to lung users. Both coils that come with it are actually mesh coils, and they're more of high wattages, like sub-ohm wattages rather than mouth to lung. This is like one of those side-by-side type of mods. It does take a single 18650 battery, but the battery is not included in this, and it does come in a number of colors, which I'll show you towards the end. So before I say anything more, let's go ahead and go down. We're going to take a look at it. I'm going to show you everything that it comes with. Then we're going to put it together. I'm going to show you also the 510 adapter that it comes with. Then we're going to come back up. We're going to vape on it, pros and cons. So let's go look at the Veego 80 by Nevok. Okay, so here we are with the Nevok's Veego 80 kit. This is an 80 watt device. And on the side here, you're going to have some information about that, plus your serial number. On the other side, it's going to show you how to place in the 510 adapter. And then on the back, you're going to get some kit contents. Inside the box, you're going to get this caution card. So it's just giving you some warnings there. Of course, also about your battery safety. That's very, very important. You're going to get your purchase information here, your warranty card there. You're also going to be getting your user manual. In the user manual, it's going to give you some information regarding the protections and cautions. And then on the other side, you're going to get some device parameters if you want to go ahead and pause the video. In addition to that, you're going to be getting a 510 adapter. So using this 510, you can actually go ahead and use either a sub-ohm tank or an RTA and an RDA, whatever you want to use on this device. And we'll go over this just a little bit more. Then you're going to get 2 coils, because this does have like a pod tank. So this does have removable coils. The 2 coils that you're going to be getting are both mesh coils, and there's none installed since they are providing them outside of it. So this here is actually your SPL12, and this is the 0.17 ohm resistance coil. This one is good between 40 to 60 watts, and it looks like that. And then this one here is going to be your 0.3 ohm resistance coil. And this one is from 30 to 50 watts. It's also mesh, and it looks like that. Then, of course, you're going to be getting a Type-C charging cable. And then, of course, you're going to get your device. Now, again, this is the Veego 80. It does go from 5 watts to 80 watts, and it does take one single 18650 battery. The battery is not included. This is what it looks like. It does say Veego 80 right there. On this side, it doesn't have any markings. On this side, it's just got your display and information. And on this side, it does have Nevok's in the leather. So this is actually made out of like a leather, zinc alloy, as well as zinc alloy and stainless steel. And your pod is made out of PCTG. Now, taking out the pod or the cartridge, this is what that looks like. You have a fixed drip tip, so you won't be able to remove it, but this is like a 510 size. Now, the good thing about this is that you have top juice flow. To do is just lift up right here. Really nice and easy, and it is a very big hole, very easy to open, and that way you're not going to get any pullback when you're filling the e-liquid. This does hold a total of 3.5 mils of e-liquid. So that's what it looks like when it's closed. On the bottom, this is actually where your coil is going to go in. It is a push-in style coil, and it does have 2 magnets here. The magnets are actually going to connect to this base here, and then of course you've got the connectors that will connect to the base of the coil. Now this does have adjustable airflow. Whatever you do to one side does happen to the other, and that's what that looks like. So let's go ahead and install the coil. I am going to go ahead and prime this, because I always prime up any external coils that are more of a sub-ohm tank coil, because a range from 40 to 60 watts is definitely a sub-ohm range. You definitely don't want to use Nic salts in either of these coils, because of the fact that these are higher wattage coils, and these are not meant to be mouth to lung. There we go, just some on the cotton right there, and then right on the inside. Salt Nic is made to be used for mouth to lung devices, not sub-ohm or direct lung devices. Once you have that primed up, all you need to do is just push your coil in like this. Now, the great thing about this, again, is the fact that it does have top fill. I really like that idea. But when you have it installed, make sure that you have it installed where the fill hole is on this side so that it's not too close to where the battery compartment goes. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and lift this up, fill it up again, 3.5 mils of e-liquid. Really, really easy. Got my coconut funky rice in here. Love that stuff. Okay, put that back in there just like that, and that's ready to go. Again, you want to wait at least 5 minutes when you have a new coil. Now, this is what the device looks like. Again, it does take one single 18650 battery that is not included. This is where your pod will go. So once you have this fully saturated, all you need to do is just go ahead and push it in like this. It'll sit nice and flush. So this does take, like I said, an 18650 battery. That battery is not included. Down on the bottom, you're going to have a plus sign. That means that it's going to be positive down. On the top, it does not have the negative symbol, which I really wish it did, but it does not. Now, this closes up really, really nice, and it's got great threading. The only issue is that you have to push down. Once you put the cap on, you have to push it down to get it in there. And the reason why they do that is so that there's no battery rattle. It's going to be very, very firm. Once you push it down, you start twisting it. It twists really, really nice. The threading is very, very smooth. So that's what that looks like. On the bottom, it does say made in China and designed by Nevok. And then on the front, you're going to have your power button. You're going to have your down and your up regulatory buttons and your Type-C charging port. To turn the device on, it is 5 clicks. And then it's going to say Nevok, and that's going to be your screen. With this screen, it's going to give you your resistance right there. It's going to give you your wattage. It's going to give you your seconds fired. And it's going to give you what mode you're in and your battery indication. And it's giving you your puff counter right there on the bottom. 1, 2, 3. This is going to get you to voltage. It'll switch over to voltage mode from wattage mode. And this does go up to 4.2 volts. And then it round robins back to 0.5. 1, 2, 3. This is actually going to put you in RBA mode. In RBA mode, this does go down to a total of 5 watts and up to 80 watts, but it's going to have an R here for RBA mode. 1, 2, 3, get you back into the wattage mode. Okay, to clear your puff counter, what you're going to do is press your fire button and your up button for at least 3 seconds. When you do this, this is actually going to reset your puffs. And when you have your tank on, it's going to read the resistance for you. So now we've got it in there, and this is the 0.17 ohm resistance coil right there. In wattage mode, it does have the wattage protection, meaning that it can read the resistance of your coil. Based off of the resistance of your coil, it's going to give you a max wattage, and that's as high as you can go. So in wattage mode with this coil, this is a 40 to 60 watt coil. You can go under the 40 watts, but you cannot go over the 60 watts. So we'll only go up to 60 and even round robin to 60. Now, if I put in the 0.3 ohm resistance coil, the max wattage is going to be 50 watts because it has that smart wattage recognition. Now, if you're in RBA mode, pressing that and going into RBA mode, and now it says RBA. Now in that mode, you can go up to the full 80 watts. It will not stop you for the coil because you might have a coil resistance that needs to bump up in wattage. So that is that. But in regular wattage mode, you're going to get a max of 60. And that's that. So yeah, so this is actually the Nevok Veego 80. Now, if you want to use the 510 connection, all you need to do is just go ahead and bring this over just like that, and it fits perfectly. Now, the measurements for this device show that this is actually a 23.3 millimeter diameter. So you won't really be able to use like a 24 or 26. And you can use this for like a 22 millimeter. Like this is actually an RDA. So I've got that on there, and that's what that looks like. And yeah, so there's a little shorty for you with the RDA on it, but this is a nudge 22. They don't even make these anymore. But yeah, so you can have it with the 510, you can have it with the pod. Just make sure that your coil is saturated or is pushed all the way in. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for the Veego 80 by Nevok. So let's go ahead and go up top. We're going to have a vape on it, pros and cons. Okay, so here we are back on top with the Veego 80 by Nevok. Before anything, let's go ahead and have a vape, and then we're going to talk more about it. Air and clouds, let me tell you. Really, really nice clouds. Now these are both mesh coils that come with the device. They have really good flavor. It's not necessarily the best flavor I've ever had out of a mesh coil, but they're really, really good flavor. I know exactly what I'm vaping for that matter. Now, the big key to this is going to be the fact that it's small, it's compact. You can use it with a pod, or you can use it with the 510 adapter and make it your own, sort of like a side-by-side type of mod. This is best used if you've got like a mouth-to-lung tank, like an RTA. That's where this really, really thrives. Otherwise, I feel like it thrives with the tank that it comes with. Not really like RDAs. I know I showed you the RDAs. I just wanted to show you what it would look like down below, like with an RDA. You can use it with a very, very small sub-ohm tank. You can use it with different things like that, but it's got to be something small because this is only like 23.3 millimeters in diameter. So it's a really, really small 510. And you've also got to accommodate the space because it's got right here a wall here and a wall here, so it has to fit there. Another thing is whenever you're doing that, if your RTA or whatever device you're using with the 510 has bottom airflow, make sure that your airflow is able to be seen. If it's not able to be seen, you're going to be blocking off that airflow and frying out your coil or your cotton, depending on what you're actually using, whether it be like a tank or an RTA or something. So you want to be really, really careful with that. If it didn't have this wall, it would have been a little bit better because you would have had airflow even if it was facing the other way, but you definitely want to make sure that you're checking on that. Also, you want to screw your Addy into the 510 before placing it down. You can do it afterwards, but it's much, much easier if you place this down first because otherwise you do have to hold it in place on both sides while you're screwing down your Addy because there is no way for it to stay in place because it doesn't connect other than magnetically. For the tank itself, 3.5 mils of e-liquid I think is nothing to sneeze at. I really, really like that. And it fits really well in this device. It's very, very small, very compact. It fits very well in the hand. And I really like the feel of this. The menu, very, very easy to navigate. I love the fact that you can clear the puff counter because a lot of people that watch my channel really need to change that puff counter. They really, really like having that option. So being able to do that, I think is great. Now this does have wattage, it's got voltage, and it's got RBA mode. In RBA mode, you can go above the recommended wattage for the coils, but you cannot do it in wattage mode, which I really, really like, especially for beginner vapors. For somebody who's just beginning, I do like that because of the fact that they cannot go over the recommended highest wattage for each of the coils if they're in wattage mode, which they should be unless they're actually running an RBA or an RTA or something like that. I feel like that's great. Having that feature is definitely a huge pro because the majority of my conversations of people leaving me comments or messaging me is asking me, what is the wattage I should vape at? And I'm going to repeat it again. Anything under the recommended highest wattage. So this one is recommended between 40 to 60 watts. You can go as low as 5 watts all the way up to 60 watts. You don't want to go over that highest recommended, but you can go lower than the lowest recommended. So that's my advice on that. Go start low and just work your way up until you're comfortable, but don't go over that highest recommended wattage. The menu options are really, really easy to navigate. The only thing is that you can't lock just the wattage. That to me is like a pet peeve. I like locking my wattage, but again, it's very simple. So I do like the simplicity of it. So I'm just using it and I'm shutting it off, and that's great. 5 clicks on, 5 clicks off. It's easy as that. Now it does come with 2 mesh coils. It does not come with an RBA. There is an RBA, but it is available separate. I do not have it to show you, but I know that they do have one that is going to be sold separately. Other than that, I love the material, the weight of it, the feel of it. This leather is absolutely beautiful. I really love the feel of it. Again, it does take one 18650 battery. The battery is not included. I'm going to say that 100 times because a lot of people leave me a message also saying, oh man, I didn't know the battery wasn't included. The battery is not included. In most devices, the battery, unless it's an internal mod device, it's not going to be included. You will need your own batteries. I love, love, love the size of this. I think that it's a perfect size. I really do like it, and I love how easy it is to navigate. Taking this out, I think, is great, and the fact that it has top fill is definitely a huge pro. The only thing that I don't like is that if it does have top fill, but you will need to make sure that your cartridge is spun around this way so you can get to it easier. Otherwise, you're taking it out to change out or to fill it up, and you definitely don't want to do that. But all in all, I think this is great. I do think that it's a really, really great starter device, and I love the fact that it does follow that side-by-side method. I just feel like it works best as it comes. In my personal opinion, that's the way that I like it. I haven't tried the RBA. If it came with the RBA, I would probably like that as well. But being that I don't have that to actually give my opinion on, I'm going to say between this and using it as with the 510 adapter, I really like it working like this in my personal opinion. I'm going to go ahead and leave the colors up here for you. Those are the colors that it comes in. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think about this. Do you like mods like this? And if you do you like them for like RTAs and stuff like that? Or do you like them like this? Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you on the next one.